not just China, but the rest of the world has a phrase for us. We are a third world country with a Gucci belt. Have a video go viral internationally? People from all over the world were commenting that. All over the world, they've been saying that about us.
Ni hao! Hello amazing viewer, this is Comfort for Life. I bring to you a compilation of TikTok videos together with a famous channel or show videos for educational purposes. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and to my returning viewers, I love and appreciate you for your immense love, continued support. I love you, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's dive into today's video.
You want to know how you take down an oligarchy? Their pockets. Everybody's been saying it, but I don't think that you guys are actually listening. You gotta hit the pockets. The pockets. Right now, an oligarchy, in order for it to work, it's a small group of elite. The elite have this power, or they even have this group because of the money that they've hoarded, the wealth that they've generated for themselves. As you can see, Trump's entire cabinet is made up of his billionaire friends, right? You gotta make them lose their money. You gotta make them lose their money. You wanna know how you make them lose their money? That's how you gonna do it. All right, bet. You're gonna cancel Amazon. Actually, before I even get into this, don't even listen to the rest of this video if you're not okay with being uncomfortable for a little bit. If you are not okay with being uncomfortable for a little bit, just go ahead and scroll. Just go ahead and scroll. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not even gonna be mad at you, okay? If you're still here, this is how you organize. You're going to cancel your Amazon subscription. That Amazon Prime, cancel it. You will not use your Amazon account unless it's for actual, like it's dire. You understand? I'm talking about like you're diabetic and there's no more testing strips, and so you got to go on Amazon or something like that. You understand? You make purchases at places like that if it's absolutely positively necessary for your survival, not for your comfort. Okay? Everything that you're going to be doing right now is for survival, not for comfort. So you're not going to be comfortable. Okay? Secondly, you're going to take your money out of big banks. I've been saying that I was having a feeling about this, but you're going to take your money out of big banks. So Chase, Bank of America, Citibank, Wells Fargo, PNC, TD, Capital One, which shouldn't be too hard considering on January 14th, I believe, we found out that Capital One was getting sued for allegedly cheating its customers out of $2 billion worth of interest. And then 2 days later, on the 16th, all of you guys was locked out of your accounts for like 3 days after the company was being sued for stealing $2 billion from y'all. Y'all don't find that suspicious? Y'all didn't find that suspicious at all? So like, I feel like it shouldn't be that hard for you to take your money out of those banks. I suggest you take that money out of that bank and you go and put it in a credit union. I live in New York City. My mother has always raved. I don't fuck with that lady, but there's certain stuff that, you know, if you listen and you know it can apply or benefit your life, you take it. One of the things was a credit union. Now there's municipal. I'm probably saying it wrong. Municipal, whatever. And then there's Ridgewood Saving Bank. These are the two that I know of. Fuck these big banks. Secondly, you're going to shop local. That means, again, you're not shopping based off of comfort. You're shopping based off of necessity. Okay? So all that fast shopping, all that fast fashion, you need to cut it the fuck out. When it comes to grocery markets, if I'm going to be honest, you shouldn't even be shopping at places like Stop and Shop. You should not be shopping at places like Food Bazaar. You should not be shopping at places like Key Food. You ever wondered why the meats be like fucking $4 sometimes? All of their produce seems to like be overly bright in color. Come on now, all of these deals There's a reason why they want you to buy so much of that fucking poison-filled food. All right, it's time for you guys to start going to your local little markets. In New York and Flatbush, baby, we got a ton of them. And I'm actually, I should gatekeep this, but I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. You see this place right here? These are the type of places that you guys need to be going and getting your groceries from. These are the type of places you need to go and get your fruits and your vegetable from. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I guarantee you it's way healthier. It's way healthier. You're going to look at the produce and you're going to be like, why the apples is not as fucking bright red as if I go to freaking Stop and Shop. This is also the places where you're going to find the herbs. This one right here is owned by an Asian family. They've been there since the 90s, the 80s. This is an actual very established spot in Brooklyn, New York. In like the Caribbean, I guess Caribbean sides of New York. I used to wonder all the time why my mother would make me go to places like this to get stuff to make, I don't know, legume, whatever, as opposed to going to one of those big markets, right? Like Key Food. And it's because here, while it's a little bit more expensive, it's better. The quality is better. It is. And then also, you're going to find leaves like for tea, things to actually help build up your immune system. It's just better. These are the type of places you need to start supporting, okay? This is what I mean by shop local. Now, women, we make about 80% of the consumer market. You understand? Women drive about 70 to 80% of all consumer purchasing decisions. Okay? The top buyers after married couples, because of your wives, is the single woman. So, when it comes to overbuying, unfortunately, it's on us. So, when it comes to how little we spend, we're going to be more strategic. Okay? I already seen everybody has gotten, into the habit of the DIY, do your own nails, eyelashes, whatever. More of that. In whatever other area that you could apply it in. Okay? Do that. I see women, they were making crochet outfits. Keep doing that. Okay? If you do hair and another person does nails, start trading trades. I don't know. Like this is what we need to do. Okay? You got to hit them where it hurts, their pockets. Protesting is not going to work. Signatures, petitions is not going to work. These type of people only listen to two things: money and violence. Money and violence. A lot of us is not at the violence part. You understand? I know I'm not, unless I see a couple of y'all go first. But I think all of us can honestly say we're at the point where we don't want to spend money anymore. So don't spend the money. You want to bring down this oligarchy? Don't spend the money. You needed to save anyway. Don't spend the money. Simple.
Yes, that was the first perspective. Do all Americans believe the system is an oligarchy? Let's listen to the second perspective. And if you're an American watching this, what's your thoughts on this?
Hello, I'm sure we've all been hearing a lot about the United States becoming an oligarchy, or that it is already an oligarchy. But I present another argument. I've done my research, so I'm not just talking out of my ass. I think we've heard the definition of an oligarchy and kind of just went with it because, it seems pretty on par with what's going on. If anything, we're not facing an oligarchy, we are facing a plutocracy. A plutocracy is a system where wealth equals power. The richest people in corporations have the most influence over politics and policies more than the average voter. It's not the same as an oligarchy where power is controlled by a small elite group, like a royal family or military leader. A plutocracy is when money matters most. To start off, let's talk about the wealth's role in politics. Regarding elections, running for office is really fucking expensive. In 2010, the Citizens United decided that corporations and wealthy donors can spend unlimited amounts of money on campaigns, and that's why candidates typically turn to the rich for funding. Oh, but then there's lobbying. In 2022, big industries like Big Pharma spent hundreds of millions of dollars lobbying Congress to stop drug control. And when money talks, guess who politicians listen to? Now let's move into how policies favor the rich. Tax cuts. The 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act gave a huge break to the richest Americans. Meanwhile, working class families saw very little benefit. Here's some statistics for you. Data from the Federal Reserve states that today, the top 1% of Americans hold 32% of the nation's wealth. The bottom 50? 2.5. What's worse is that policies don't seem to reflect public opinion at all. Most Americans want higher taxes on the wealthy, but that rarely happens because billionaires and corporations really hold the conversation. So why is it not an oligarchy? Like I said before, oligarchies are usually controlled by a smaller elite group. In the United States, power isn't about being part of a specific group, it's about money. Plus, we still have elections and democratic structures even if they're influenced by wealth. So yeah, the US is definitely more of a plutocracy right now. Ultimately, wealth drives political decisions, not people, and it's only going to get more prevalent in the coming years. If this bothers you, it should, because frankly, I was pretty unbothered with everything going on until I looked into this. Campaign finance reform, stricter lobbying laws, and progressive tax reforms is the way forward. But like I said, policies don't really reflect public opinion very well. So it's my personal opinion that we're more of a plutocracy rather than an oligarchy, but I wanted to share this information because I did my big girl research. Let me know what you think. I don't know if this video is going to get any traction, but I figured I'd post it just in case TikTok gets banned. So, bye.
The biggest problem in this country is that people who make $700 an hour have convinced people who make $25 an hour that people who make $7 an hour are the problem.
Poverty is manufactured. Scarcity is a lie. We have the resources, technology, and infrastructure available to clothe, house, feed, medically care for, and educate every single human being alive on the planet. We don't do that because it would be bad for the economy. But ask yourself, if the point of the economy is not to create a healthy, safe environment for human beings to thrive and prosper in, just what the hell is the point of the economy? If doing what's good for the economy is bad for humanity, then obviously the economy is fundamentally structured in a way that's bad for humanity and should be restructured into something that isn't. It should not be upheld, protected, and perpetuated in the name of some ideological commitment at the cost of infinite suffering. That's stupid. We are being stupid.
Unfortunately, there are some other Americans who haven't realized that America has better issues to solve, but they're still stuck in this microaggression thing, and they still want to discriminate against a certain demographic of people rather than addressing the issues that are at hand. So Americans, what we want to see right now is not this kind of superiority feeling. Supremacists, we don't want to see those ones. We want to see innovation. We want to see the great America with great discoveries. So rather than apart from building prisons, what else can we see? We want to see achievements, and improvement of the lives of people.
I am incredibly pissed off right now. One of my family friends, my Chinese auntie, who I've known for a while now, her and I was catching up at the restaurant. And she was telling me how in the last couple of days, she has been experiencing a lot of racism. 2 days ago, when she went to the grocery store, she was waiting in line to get checked out, and there was a group of white people behind her yelling at her to go back to her country. They called her the C slur several times and told her to go back to China. After she got checked out, she left the store, and the same white people continued to follow her to her fucking car. I'm about to beat the brakes off of somebody. She said she has never experienced that amount of racism ever in her life. For the first time in her life, she felt endangered. And she said, and this broke my heart, this country used to be so kind. Whatever happened to it? And knowing me, I didn't pull any punches. I kept it a buck with her. I said, listen, auntie, this country never liked you. It never liked me. They just tolerated us and waited for the perfect opportunity to rebel against people like us. I'm sorry, but everything that you were fed to, everything that this country convinced you that it's supposed to be, was nothing but a lie. And I'm sorry you had to go through that. But it gets worse. One of my homegirls, she's Taiwanese. Mind you, she is from Taiwan. She's only here for schooling for a short period of time. She was in downtown and two white guys went up to her. And they were trying to flirt with her, trying to get her number and whatnot. And she was being very nice about it. She said, no, I'm not interested. No, thank you. And instead of just walking away and owning it, they proceeded to get aggressive, called her a sea slur, called her Chinese, and called her a communist. You white people are getting real fucking bold out here. Within the past week, I am noticing a pattern here. So I'm calling up all of my Asian homies like, hey, y'all, you good? Nothing happened? You sure? I bet. Let me know. And then today I received a call from one of my black lady friends. And she was telling me how she lives in a gated community and they wouldn't allow her through the gate because they thought she didn't live there. She gave them the name, her ID, and all the information that proves that she lives there. And you know what the fuck they said to her? It's possible you could have stolen these possessions. What the fuck? They called the cops on her. And it took an hour to have the situation resolved. And she said to me, you know, this is just another reminder that no matter how successful we become, they still treat us like a thug. They still treat us like we are incapable of doing something great. Then a week ago, another one of my Chinese aunts, coincidentally, also went to a grocery store, forgot which one, but she was yelled at by some white lady to go back to China. America first. America first, not China. I am so fucking exhausted. I'm tired, bro. I am exhausted. You hear me? I am tired of being peaceful, of peaceful protesting, of doing it the right way. I am so tired. I am tired of being the bigger person. I'm exhausted. I'm done. I can't, bro. I am on that cliff. I am on that cliff. And I'm about to fall any moment. I am so exhausted of this shit.
I have a piece of advice. This is my understanding of this. There are so many Americans who are pissed by the fact that the rest of the world knows how they're suffering and the system under which they're operating. I don't want to call it an oligarchy or whatever the other term that was spoken. I don't really have much knowledge on that. But I've seen so many Americans as well who are outraged because of the discoveries that other people are making of their country since they have always been seen to be at the top of everything. So it's not just Chinese. Everything that is happening, the discovery and even the awakening that Americans are going through right now, and that makes them speak of their issues. We didn't tell them to speak, but they felt they had to speak because they resonated with what they saw other are doing. So there is an issue at hand that people saw, and they're addressing it, and they're giving you tips, like kind of, yeah. If you don't want to change, then I don't know what could be. There's a video dropping right here soon. So it's about the action that Black Americans have taken toward the whole situation. They have decided that this is their time to rest and focus. So stay tuned.